Let's talk testing with Lyme disease. Well, there's a few problems when it comes to testing. One of the main ones is that Lyme disease microbes are so low in number that the only way to actually test is by testing for the antibodies that are fighting against Lyme disease. That makes it very difficult to get that positive result. Lyme disease tests are famously not that great. Apparently, a lot of them have about 50% or 40% false negatives. That's a huge deal. That means that a lot of the time people are getting tested and they're not coming back positive, even though they do in fact have Lyme disease. 5 main tests that you can get in order to find if you have Lyme disease. They are the ELISA test, the Western blot test, IFA, PCR, and the culture test. Instead of going in depth on each one of these, I'll just let you know you probably need more than one in order to get a Lyme disease diagnosis. And why is it important to get a diagnosis? Well, because then you can get coverage and care from healthcare providers and from insurance. Insurance won't cover you if you don't have a diagnosis, so it's really important for a lot of people to get diagnosed with Lyme disease. Since the testing is so shoddy and so messed up and basically always has 40% false negatives, it's really difficult. Now, why are there false negatives? Well, it turns out that when you're testing for Lyme disease antibodies, they really don't start showing up for some time. So if you're in the first couple weeks of Lyme disease, you may show a negative result for Lyme disease, even though you are positive for Lyme disease. You have Lyme disease microbes in your body. They're just not providing that antibody response. Again, Lyme microbes are very, very good at hiding, which delays the antibody response inside the body. Also, Lyme numbers are typically lower in number. They're not like some crazy infection where it just takes over your whole body. They're just a few Lyme microbes perusing around, chilling, eating all of your nutrients and your collagen mainly. So that means that the antibodies don't actually have an emergency situation to respond to, and they're not always trying to, they're not always being activated. Your natural killer cells are not always just there and ready to go because they're not fighting back against Lyme disease. If you can't get a positive Lyme disease test, it's okay. Because if you believe you have Lyme disease, you can start doing things in order to get better today. Look, Lyme microbes hate things like alkalinity, oxygen, and healthy individuals. They're not able to survive in an environment that's completely healthy and self-sustaining with a very strong immune system that can kill them and clear them out. So there are things we can do in order to increase our immune system. Get on an alkaline diet that allows your body to reduce the acidity. Lyme microbes thrive in acidity. Get yourself a breathing exercise or meditation exercise. The more oxygen you have in your blood, the harder it is for Lyme microbes to survive. And also, here's something that nobody ever talks about, but losing weight actually has an effect on Lyme disease. If you're able to drop those extra pounds and lose all that extra fat in your body, it will create an environment where the Lyme microbes can't survive as easily. And the main way to do that, eat less calories than you're burning in a day, and you will start to lose weight. People make it difficult, and they have all these special diets and special exercise programs and rules. The truth is, eat less than you burn, and you will lose fat, you will lose weight. It's actually that simple. There are a lot of different tricks and ways to get yourself to do that, but that's all it comes down to is energy balance. I've seen studies that show that antibiotics and healing regimens work better on patients that have a low BMI rather than a high BMI. This is something that nobody ever talks about, but that doesn't mean it's less true. And I'm here to share the truth with you so that you can beat Lyme disease. Finally, many people, including myself, have healed Lyme disease from an all-natural approach using everything I just named, along with herbs. And herbs are super powerful for healing from Lyme disease. They've been around for thousands of years, used for medicine for so long. These ancient medicinal herbs are high in phytochemicals, phytonutrients. They're antimicrobial, they're anti-inflammatory, and they really help the body fight back against Lyme disease. They also do things like protect your endothelial cells from being penetrated by Lyme microbes and protect your organs like your brain and your heart from being infected with Lyme disease. That's why I created the LymeWars herb box, so I can get the best herbs that I used during my Lyme disease journey when I was healing for over a year long. I distilled everything down into 3 basic, simple herbs, no added fillers, no added ingredients. We put them in a box, we ship them to your door, and it's less than a can of Coke per day to take these herbs and start getting better from Lyme disease. I worked so long on getting this set up, and it took a lot of time, effort, energy, money in order to create what I can bring to you and give you the gift of health. So I want you to go to LymeDiseaseWars.com if that sounds interesting, and you can get your LymeWars herb box for a limited time. Right now, we're doing early bird pricing, so it's going to be the lowest possible price that it will ever be. We plan on raising the price in the near future, so go to LymeDiseaseWars.com to get your LymeWars herb box. And again, if you're having trouble getting the right tests that tell you that you have Lyme disease, it's okay. You can start to take action today, even if you don't have a positive result for Lyme disease. But ideally, you can get that diagnosis so that you can get insurance, you can get health care, you can get a doctor to see you and help you work through all of these problems. That being said, I still think you should take herbs, even if you're taking antibiotics, even if you're using other methods of healing. I suggest taking these powerful herbs just because our diet is extremely low in phytonutrients. Even if we're eating a fully plant-based whole foods diet, the plants themselves are lower in phytonutrients because we use pesticides, we use domestication in order to grow these things now, and it's just not the same as it used to be. When they were all grown in the wild, they all had more phytochemicals so they could protect themselves against, bugs and stay alive for longer. Plants are trying to survive just like we are. But when we eat them, we get those same properties. We get those antimicrobial properties, those anti-inflammatory properties. So taking herbs is really just a shortcut, a way to boost our immune system, keep ourselves healthier for longer, protect our brain, protect our heart, and restore balance in your gut flora. All of those things can happen simply by taking the herbs that were put on this earth. So go to LymeDiseaseWars.com right now if you're interested and grab your box. I'll see you there. Thanks.